All right, welcome back. Our store is looking more and more full by the second. Very cool. So let's go back to our print-on-demand scaling outline. So in the previous lessons, we went over the things we could do that will have an immediate impact in terms of our scaling. So more designs, from those designs, create more products, and then play around with pricing to maximize profit and demand. Now let's move over into things that can have a secondary impact in terms of scaling. So we'll go over the first two pretty quickly, and then what we'll actually do is go over the third one in detail. So the first one, which I don't necessarily recommend, is driving external traffic. So what does that mean? If you guys remember from the lesson by Jackie, that means things such as Google AdWords, Facebook advertisements, Instagram advertisements, YouTube advertisements. And the reason why I wouldn't recommend focusing too hard on driving external traffic is there is no real solid way to embed a tracking pixel into your Etsy store. So Etsy doesn't allow you to add in a pixel which collects data, which sends it back to these engines so that you can make informed statistical decisions. You don't have that opportunity in Etsy. So whereas if you were to set up something like Shopify, you can embed a Facebook pixel, a YouTube pixel, so on and so forth, and then get data and then run profitable ads. Without that, you're really kind of driving blind. So if you do decide to drive external traffic, know you're doing it without really knowing what your ROI is 100%. There's kind of some ways to gerryman that and get it to work, but again, very technical and I wouldn't recommend it. There's definitely other ways to scale that are more profitable, easier to set up, and will have a much higher ROI than trying to drive external traffic. The other thing is scarcity hack. This is going to be huge. Honestly, if you have successful products and you want to see more, implement the scarcity hack. So if you remember from your lesson with Jackie, to implement the scarcity hack, you're going to use a tool called Etsy Marketing Tool, and you're going to control the level of inventory that's available to get that only 3 left, only 2 left, only 1 left. And this is going to drive your sales so far because it basically takes your winner and adds demand on it. If you guys remember the lesson, are you going to eat that last slice of pie? People respond to things that they want. So let's go over really quickly to Etsy and see this in action. So Etsy.com. Let's type in chalk bag. You're going to get quite a bit of results for chalk bags. And then if you scroll down a little bit, you're going to see these two, Berg Melbourne and Chalk SF, and they have respectively 1 available and it's in 6 people's carts and 3 available and it's in 5 people's carts. Now, if I'm comparing all these, what am I going to see? I'm immediately going to be drawn to that little red line. So if you're serious about your store and you really want to maximize those sales, put on this. Look at this. Only 1 available, only 2 available, only 2 available. And this adds such a sense of scarcity. Like if I don't buy this right now, I might not have a chance to tomorrow. So really put that in, leverage that, and that'll have huge impacts in terms of scaling. So the last secondary impact in terms of scaling that we're going to go over is marketing with Etsy advertising. So let's actually go over to Etsy. Let's go over to their marketing platform. And let's hit advertising. Okay, so Etsy Ads, the new way to maximize your advertising. Etsy's powerful new advertising platform makes it easy to expand your reach and get your products in front of millions of shoppers searching on Google and Etsy. Set a daily budget to control how many shoppers see your ads. We'll optimize your campaign to bring you the most visits possible for the amount you want to invest. You can update it at any time. The minimum is $1 a day and the maximum is $100 a day. So how it works, let's watch this really quickly.
Reach millions of shoppers with Etsy Ads. Now, advertising with Etsy expands your reach even further. With the new Etsy Ads, one simple campaign gets your products in front of buyers, no matter where they start their search. When you advertise on Etsy, your items stand out. Your listings are more visible in search results. When you advertise on Google, you bring buyers searching the web straight to your shop. With Etsy Ads, you do both. Reach the right shoppers on Etsy and Google with one campaign. Just set your daily budget and decide which listings to promote. You're only charged when shoppers click on your ads, and there are no hidden fees. Everything you spend goes toward getting your items in front of interested shoppers. We'll handle the hard stuff. Using Etsy's data insights and expertise, we'll help identify the right places and times to show your ads. Say goodbye to guesswork and spend more time doing what you love. We optimize your campaign for you so you get the most visits for your budget. It's easy to see how your ads are performing. We give you the data you need to make smart decisions about your business. Plus, we'll continue to optimize your campaign over time. At Etsy, we're investing more than ever in marketing, so more people know this is the place to find something they'll love. Bring shoppers searching on Etsy and Google straight to your listings by running an Etsy Ads campaign. More traffic, more shoppers, more ways to grow.
All right, cool. Thanks, Etsy. High impact advertising made easy. So, cut. So, increase visits to your shop. One campaign gets your items in front of buyers searching on Etsy and Google and can help bring them straight to your shop. Make the most of your budget. Using Etsy's data insights and expertise will help identify the right places and times to show your ads so you get the most visits for your budget and you only charge when shoppers click. Say goodbye to guesswork. We make it easy to see how your ads are performing and give you the data you need to make smart decisions about your business. So the cool thing about Etsy is it's pretty automated. The platform has changed and evolved. Previously, you could play around a bit with a lot more, but now they've automated a lot of it. So the minimum is $1 a day. I wouldn't recommend $1 a day just because nothing's really going to happen. I would say at least spend about $10 a day if you're serious, and then go all the way up to $100 if you're really bold. So let's start this campaign off at $10 a day. And the things that you're allowed to do is change your budget, change advertised listings, and that's pretty much about it. So as you can see, there's really no data here, just because we're just starting this out, but that's pretty much all you have to do. So one thing we can do is change which listings we want. So right now we're advertising 0 out of 14. We know that these Live to Climb products are really good. They're actually starting to get us sales, so let's put those on. And then the Got Chalk, the original one, also got a few sales. So these ones haven't necessarily gotten sales yet, so we're not going to spend extra money until they start gaining a little bit. Once you get a sale, go ahead and throw this on and see if it works. And if you're really bold and if you have the resources, you can go ahead and throw these on just to try to get that moving faster. So just remember, think of advertising as fuel. So basically what advertising can do for you is take a profitable business hypothesis and add fire to it. So basically, if I'm selling this one at $14.99 and I'm making $5 profit and I'm getting 2 to 3 sales organically every day, what I can expect is if I turn on the advertising, Etsy will now send this to 100 more extra people, and that 2 to 3 sales a day might turn into 20 or 30 at most likely a reduced profit margin, but still at a higher profit. So just like with pricing, just like with everything in these lessons, pay attention. Advertising is tricky. So every advertising situation is dependent upon your profit margins and the demand. So what might be working organically might not translate. For some reason, you might be in a really good SEO niche where people are organically coming and searching your product, but when Etsy adds more viewers, it might dilute the population. So they might be showing these rock climbing products to people who like hiking, people who like people who searched up Yosemite, people who searched up people who searched up ice mountain climbing. So the thing is, Etsy will go into secondary niches to try to add to the primary niche in order to reach more people. So this might or might not translate. So again, be mindful, pay attention, and as the data comes in, watch it. So now you're advertising 14 out of 14 of your active listings. So let's update that. The other thing you can do is change your budget. So if things are going well, you can always just multiply it up. So the other thing you can do once you get data is you can see what terms you're actually getting impressions for. Congratulations. Once you get that done, you've pretty much set up your campaign. So I'm going to give over the screen over to Jackie in her next lesson titled The Last 2 Things She Wants to Tell You Before You Go. All right. See you soon.